One thing is for certain in the Sky Kingdom is that I am still short on food. So today we're going to be working on another resource of food. Here's the slaughterhouse. I've been decorating it very lightly, a few changes here and there, but nothing huge. It still needs some work. The cattle have been repopulated very slightly, but I can't get the cattle to grow fast enough for me to maintain my hunger. So one of the objectives today is to build another source of food. And I'm thinking wheat because it's the most of the seeds that I have. But first, there's something that's been annoying me here in the valley. So today's objective is to build a slope to get in and out of the valley. And of course, solve the food crisis. So I got a nice bit of supplies over here, and what I'm thinking about doing is building a slope that starts over here on the side of the slaughterhouse. Over here I got some fence posts to sort of hitch a horse whenever I start using horses in the Sky Kingdom. But I'm going to build a slope here of dirt and then slowly staircase it all the way to the side, and then hopefully build a fence gate around it to stop the cattle from getting in and out, but just enough for me to just run out of here because I'm getting tired of climbing all these vines and ladders. Plus the cattle is slowly learning and figuring a way how to get out. So slightly different from what I normally use to build the rest of the island. I'm just going to start with dirt. Normally I usually start with stone and then I do wood and then I decorate it with dirt. But I really want to start with a slope and I want the slope to be kind of slick. So we're going to do this first and try to keep the cattle off at the same time. So we'll see what we do. I'm just going to freehand this and figure out what's going to happen. So this is a good time as any to go ahead and just resume decorating while I talk. So I decided to be kind of random with this. Usually it takes me a long time to figure out how I want things to be built, just to kind of like integrate it, especially a big artificial island build like this one. But I wanted to be kind of sporadic and random, so I switched up the blocks a little bit and I made the slope kind of, I want to say slim, so that it was kind of a more natural looking one. As far as Minecraft goes, you know, like this valley's walls, this isn't really natural flat. There's usually a lot of like jagged edges in here. So I'm just going to be kind of lightly decorating around here. I think I'm going to try right about around here, and then I might bring the ground out a little bit more. Let's go ahead and put down the posts that I want. Thinking, should it be too high? Yeah, that's not too bad. And then we'll put a fence here, a gate, a fence. And all right, so this is where this is going to go. Cool. Not bad at all. So let's get the dirt to come out just a little bit. Ooh, messed up that. Yeah, let's take it down a bit. And we'll put some staircases around here that rounds off this edge. And I'm going to use spruce fence posts for now. I'm going to kind of divide these up. Boom, boom. Let's see. Bam, bam. Very nice, very nice. Let's see here. Kind of need to block up this area so cattle don't get up in this direction. So let's go ahead and make a fence gate real quick. Okay, not bad. I'm going to pull the dirt out a little bit more. I feel like it could use it a little bit. I might eventually cover up this light, so alrighty then. Shit. All right, so we'll just top these off. No particular reason other than I just kind of like the way they look. And this side will actually have the functionality of trying to hold the cattle off. So we'll put that there, put a fence. We'll do this right here. Then we're gonna do a probably, maybe we should use some stone here. Yeah. Or maybe we'll throw out a little bit more dirt. That's what we'll do. We'll throw some more dirt out and then we'll just extend with the stone. Then of course, I gotta make sure to light this area up because now that I'm blocking out my lights, it's gonna be a little bit more of a challenge to actually keep this area safe. Okay, it looks like it's coming together now. I think I'm going to break up this area a little bit with some, what is this? Andesite. Yeah, that's right, andesite. Okay, so nothing can jump up there, and that's good. So the lighting is going to be a bit of a guess. Before, I was kind of strategically placing the light further and further apart from each other, about 4 spaces with some leaf blocks on top of it, which causes just enough light to stop mobs from spawning. In this area, I might actually have to put down some lamp posts, kind of like the ones I'm putting down now, to help reduce the spawn rate a little bit. I might not be able to prevent it completely, but I'm damn well going to try. Because I do not want monsters running around here blowing shit up on my nice island that I built. So something that is totally obvious to me here is that even with the light post here, the slope is still poorly lit. Now, I could always just put down more lamp posts, but just like the lighthouse back in the mainland, the lamp posts kind of seem to pollute the area's natural look a little bit. So I'm going to build something that I had talked about a while back, and that is a style of tree that I really appreciate. Not something that I came up with originally, but I've seen before. I like to call it the elder tree. Okay, not too crazy and not too bad. I used quite a lot of resources for that. I mean, I used a ton of leaves and I used a ton of logs. And as you can see here, we do have a dark area right there. I don't really have a torch, so I might just have to put this down for now. Then I'll go take a nap and come back. Okay, so this is the final product of the slope. It actually looks kind of nice, you know, after messing it up a little bit, putting some cobblestone, andesite, and some vines. And of course, you can see I put the outside of the dirt as it slopes up with half slabs so that I could walk up it without having to jump. Of course, if I go up here with a horse, he'll have no problem as well. But man, it looks good. I put some vines on here, as you can see, so it's going to take a while for it to grow. But I like the way it turned out, and I'm hoping eventually that once I start putting out the buildings that I need around here, start doing like small decoration projects like that. Because even though they're very minor, they're actually a lot of fun, and they're really neat to look at, you know, after you're done. So it's time to get to working on the wheat farm, and I've decided I'm going to use it on this location. I'm going to build the wheat farm on this location is what I meant to say. But yeah, it's going to take me a while. I just got to build like maybe a small little farm of some sort and then cover the entire field with wheat. So let's get cracking to it. Okay, so I went ahead and got all the materials I needed over here on this side of the island. I cleared out the little bit of grass that I had grown. Well, not had grown, but I have grown since back when I actually built this area. And I think I'm going to try to go with something that's kind of small and content, similar to what the slaughterhouse was. I'm going to start first with probably like a cobblestone floor. And then, of course, if I decide to build a second floor, I'm just going to move up to a sort of a, oh yeah, of course, you know, like a wooden floor. Maybe use birch or something like that. But of course, I'm going to try to do a technique I've seen before. It is a basically you start a room with a 5x5, use pillars to support like the center of the room and stuff like that. Okay, so here's the basic layout so far. I got the floors in, I got the wood pillars, and using the 5x5 building rule, I have the center pillar right here that's going to support maybe the roof or some kind of upstairs area. And then I'm thinking about putting in a basement, but try to keep everything small and compact. That way it's comfy looking and it kind of fits in with the theme of the build. So let's go ahead and add some walls. Okay, so this is the wall so far. I decided to add some dark oaks upside down stairs. I'm going to use it to kind of use as like a idea to support the roof in some way. I kind of thinking I might do something similar to this. Nah, if I do that, it makes the house look really richy looking. It's got to look like a farmhouse. Anyway, I'm going to put it on the roof and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so for the most part, we got the farmhouse done. This is the general look for it. I used some white concrete to kind of give it a more like Netherland look or maybe a Viking-like house. So on the inside of this, it's pretty open at the moment. I might come back later and decorate it. We have a small kitchen crafting spot. We have the little storage area here. And I did make it 2 stories, so there's this little loft right here, but it's not too tall. It's actually quite cozy. Here's the bed, a little window, and a chest for that. You can see I put some barrels up to be more like cabinets for more storage. On the outside here, I added a well, just because, just like at the slaughterhouse, I added that little bitty pond so that I can get water in and out. So this time I wanted to add a water source, but I wanted to put something here. So underneath this structure is a 3x3 water, so no matter where you pick up the water will replenish itself. So you could either accidentally do it on the end or whatever. But yeah, this is the water that we're going to use to, I want to say, splatter all over the field so that we can start planting our wheat. That's generally it. It doesn't look much, of course. It looks very simple. It's not a whole lot to really write home about. But another thing I'm going to add here, over time I'm going to add more and more farm aesthetics. I think one of the other things I want to build here is, I was thinking I'm going to add sort of a storage area. So, well, let's see, let's map this out real quick. So that's 5 right here. Well, you know what? The structure really didn't peak out of 2. So instead of doing a 5x5, we're just going to do a 4x4. So you know what? I'm going to cut here and pull this back and make some minor adjustments. I kind of screwed up a little bit. Okay, so here's the storage silo. After I built everything up and put the roof on it, I stood back and I was like, wow, that's really boxy. So maybe in the future I'm going to change it up a little bit and try to go something more circular, I guess. I don't know. It's a bit ugly. It doesn't quite fit the house. I don't know. I guess I'll try to figure something out. Nope. You know what? Don't even worry about it. I think what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to do a time-lapse video again of me planting wheat in this field and just tilling everything and adding water. Anyway, I'll give that a shot and set it up. Okay, so I think we hit a pretty good stopping point. I used up all of the wheat seeds that I had. I covered a good amount of the field. As you can see, I really didn't try to organize the patches. I wanted to look a little bit more natural and wild, kind of like what farmers would do back in the medieval ages, since this is a kingdom themed base that I'm working on. So you can see it's clearly growing in the back. I actually watched the field overnight to see how the lighting did against mobs. Didn't see any mobs spawn out here, but the wheat is growing just fine. You can kind of see it if you just wait just a little bit. You can see little specks of it just randomly growing. You can see that I also didn't go to the very edge of the island. I'm considering either building like sort of a wall or maybe some trees around the area to give it like a natural fencing, or maybe some like little hills or rocks or whatever I can do. Another thing that I'm considering is that I'm leaving the flowers on the outside because I'm hoping, since we're in the new update, that I can go out, find some bees, put a beehive out here, and the bees would help the wheat grow a little bit more because the bees are attracted to the flowers. So if you built a post or a tree in the middle of the field, the bees would go back and forth to the flowers to their hive, growing the wheat in between. So Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching it. In the meantime, I'm just going to decorate and look around and see what I can do little minor touches here and there, and I'll catch you guys later. All right, see ya.